And we're live. Our 20,000 viewers are tuning in right now. They're like, oh my God, Strongman's going live. Anyway, welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance, everybody. We have our usual guest. If you haven't already, go subscribe to his freaking channel. I know it's hard to type in Jay Noggy and subscribe. Anyway, welcome, Jay. How's it going?
What's going on?
I heard some soy boy stocks are getting annihilated.
Well, it's this is the thing that you said a long time ago. It always comes back to the fundamentals. And, you know, if beyond frog nutsack, if it's not
does frogs even have nutsacks?
I don't know, dude.
I thought they were like gender fluid. I thought frogs could like change genders.
I know that Alex Jones told me that the chemicals are turning frogs gay, and I know that that's a big deal. But this is a thing when you get. There was a guy on my channel who was arguing with me about NIO stock, however you say it, and he it was a kid. I could tell it was a kid because first he tried to say he had more money than me, and I'm like, no, you don't. and he's like, well, that may be true, but I have time. And I go, yeah, but I'm a good investor and you're not. So that time doesn't mean anything. But he said, well, what do you think the stock is worth? So I took the shareholder equity and I divided it by shares outstanding, and I came to something like 50 cents a share or something like that.
Which stock was this?
NIO.
Oh, NIO.
And then I go, you're not even accounting for share dilution. I go, what do you think it's worth? He goes, you're stupid. And then just left my channel. And I go, yeah, that's the point is like, you don't understand why a stock goes up and down. Like Andre Geek, I did a video. I was just too lazy to pick it up or to put it up, but I'm going to do it where I'm talking about how his portfolio is straight garbage too, because he goes, you know, I lied about quitting dividends and, you know, I still have my dividend portfolio. And I'm like, oh, you cheeky bastard. You fooled me. And, you know, he talks about how he splits his index. He doesn't even know what index funds are. He keeps calling them stocks. And I'm like, they're ETFs, you moron. All they are is an index fund that trades like a stock. That's
it. VT is not a company? It's not a stock? VT isn't a stock?
Well, unless you're buying Tesla.
Oh, Tesla is a stock and an ETF. So you can call it either one, obviously. But yeah, like isn't Andre Geekoff buying like VOO, which is the S&P 500, and then he buys VTI, which is basically also the S&P 500. That's his diversification.
Yes, that's his diversification, and I'm calling him a moron in it because he keeps talking about how he buys REITs, and I'm like, you are buying REITs outside of a tax-advantaged account. REITs make no sense to buy unless you're putting them in a tax-advantaged account. That is it. There's not more complicated than that.
Where does he live? Does he live in California?
No, he lives in Vegas with his buddies Stefan and Jeremy LaBeefy.
You think they have circle jerks every once in a while?
They must. I don't know, man. It really is morons for. And the sad thing is I know I'll get back to the why Andre Geeks, but the sad thing is Graham Stephan might be the worst one out of them because I can tell he actually knows what he's talking about. And the faces he makes, he thinks these guys are idiots, but he still does it. I'm like, I wouldn't, if this turned into a 4-person podcast, right? And we were all talking about Bitcoin and tattooed truckers' butt crack, I'd be like, dude, I'm out. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm like, this is so dumb. I come away dumber from the video. I want to come away. But he talks about, he goes, and stocks go up for this reason. I go, nobody knows why a stock goes up, you moron. I'm like, stocks go up for no reason whatsoever, but it eventually reverts to its fundamentals.
Oh, you mean like Tesla? But we won't go there right now. but definitely Tesla right now. The bubble just gets bigger and bigger. But anyway, going back to like all the soy boy stocks. So all of those have been getting annihilated, and it's for good reason because they have no fund. There's nothing underpinning them. And it was just a matter of time before these freaking stocks sold off. And they're probably going to plummet even lower. I mean, I can't predict it, but if there's no fundamentals,
I think it's going to rebound before the bottom just falls out of it. Because I think that a bunch of moron retail investors are going to be like, they don't have a price target in mind. So this is what I try to, I don't always do the best job of it. When I do my videos on intrinsic value, that's all that is a starting point to when I'm going to begin looking at a company. That's it. So it's like I have a price target in mind because somebody was arguing with me about Apple. And I just go, okay, well, if it never comes on sale to the price I want to buy it at, I'll just never buy it. It's just that simple. It works that way in the real world. Like, I want a new Colt Python. It's a $2,300 gun. I'm not buying it until the price comes down. I can't justify it for self-defense. It's a revolver. It's a .357 revolver, and I only want it because I think it's the sexiest gun ever made.
No, just get one of Elon Musk's flamethrowers, dude. That's what you're really.
Right? Right? But it's until the Colt Python comes on sale, I'm not buying it. I'm fine just not buying a stock. I don't know why that's hard for people to understand.
Yeah, but you had a good point about so I mean all the soy boy stocks, there probably is going to be a point where all the clowns are going to flood back in because they just think, well, if there's a dip, stocks always go up. So if I just buy the dip, eventually I'm going to make a ton of money. So there will be a point where Tattooed Nutsack is going to explode 10-20%. And then you're going to have Jeremy on there. But that doesn't mean the stock's going to go up forever. It's still an unprofitable, muddy, bleeding piece of crap.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing, though. In their defense, they are morons. It's a really hard thing to understand that a stock reverts to its fundamentals, but that doesn't mean that it always trades at its fundamentals. And it's like
almost never does.
The Matthew McConaughey line from Wolf of Wall Street when he's like, nobody knows why a stock goes up, down, sideways. It's a fugazi. It's a fugazi. He's saying a true thing because you can have an excellent company like Microsoft that is just a cash flow machine that's trading at twice its intrinsic value. So it's just not worth it. But they don't understand that. That's why Jeremy just made a video where he's like, Tattooed Butt Crack just did this. I'm so scared because whatever other company beyond Meat Sack fell, and I'm like,
you go out with the best names, man.
But I'm sitting there and I'm like, Jeremy, you're a moron. The fundamentals of Tattooed Chef are just as bad, if not worse, than Beyond Meat Sack.
Yeah, so his philosophy, I mean, I figured it out. It's super easy to invest like Jeremy does. You find a stock that sounds futuristic, some kind of futuristic thing, and then you look at revenue growth, and if it's pretty decently high, that's your stock. Nothing else matters. That's what he's doing with Tattooed Ballsack. It's literally, the revenue is growing. I mean, I'll give them that. But they're bleeding money like crazy. But since they're vegan, and vegan is the future, that's all he needs to buy the stock. And then what he's praying is that it just hopefully all shakes out at the end of the day. That's all he cares about.
And, there's other things that people don't pay attention to. John Deere stock, I just did the DCF on it. And I was completely out on that stock when I saw that all their shareholder equity is negative. And I'm like, I don't know why you have negative shareholder equity, and I'm not even going to look any further, but I wouldn't buy your stock on that.
And they've been having a bunch of losses. That could have been it.
I didn't do my homework, but they've had, I think it was Deere. One of the stocks I just did, Domino's was the same way, but I understand why, because that's a franchise thing. Deere's not a franchise thing. So I went back 10 years and I looked and I'm like, you have negative shareholder equity going back to 2012? I go, what? I glanced at the financial statements for a little bit, and then I go, you know what? This is a waste of my time. Why would I look any further? You have negative shareholder equity. I don't like it. I'm not buying you.
Yeah, if you don't have a good feeling, even if the company's okay, if you don't have a good feeling about it, don't buy it. Like when it came to Intel, and I'm glad I didn't, but I did a video about it, and I was like, okay, I might buy it at 42, but I wasn't feeling it. And then it recently dumped like 10, 11%.
Yeah, it's down to 49. I was actually going to do a video on when I would start considering Intel. And I'm like, I don't know. There's just so much more that I have to do. Paul's he's confident in it. Sven Carlin's confident in it. But I'm just like, you know what? These guys have entirely different goals than I have. I want no more than 5 to 7 individual stocks in my portfolio that I can make outsized returns on. And other than that, I'm just happy buying index funds. And so it's like, to me, it's like whatever makes you happy, you know. And if you want to speculate on tattooed butt crack, speculate on it. But I mean, just understand it's the same thing I say about crypto. Speculate on it, just don't devote a large portion of your portfolio.
Crypto. I'm so, can it just die? Like, I'm so sick of all these idiots. I need to unsubscribe from all these people because people have told me to like do reviews on these crypto idiots. So every time I go onto YouTube, I have all these freaking videos of crypto, Bitcoin, and it just pisses me off. I need to unsubscribe. Bunch of freaking.
I thought about doing some hype crypto videos where I'm just like, Bitcoin to $1 million, maybe, but it's still a piece of crap.
Dude, it's so easy to make money on YouTube. You literally just talk about the dumbest investments and you just talk about the same thing over and over again, and you will build a massive following. That's all you got to do. Or AMC.
And they get mad at you if you don't like their stock. And it's like, if somebody does, this is me. Hey, I'm not buying BABA because of the systemic risk of the Chinese government, and I just don't trust them. Okay.
But okay, who am I? So BABA's bad. BABA's bad because China, but Win is good, even though its revenues are from China. And isn't very good food company expanding into China? That's another one. Dude, who am I? Who's a person that, you know, just goes back and forth?
Yeah. Dude, China's not going to allow soy boy food to take over. President Xi wants actual men, and if he learns that people have become vegan, he'll realize that their testosterone level is dropping.
Yeah, that's what they're going to defeat us, man. Like, if the soy boy stocks survive, that is a metric of the decline of our civilization, okay? These stocks need to die for us to survive as a people. So whatever you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, short them, buy puts, do it. We need to defeat them.
This is the most ridiculous thing about their bull thesis. Well, I understand. You know what? I don't know whether the beefy got paid or not. If he didn't get paid to push a stock, that's even worse. That means he's even dumber. I could forgive Scrubner for saying, oh, I'm buying very good food company because I got paid. But, I mean, at least you have a reason for shilling it. You know, so it's like if I sit back and you actually thought very good food company was a good investment, I just think that Tyson Fury needs to slap you across the face.
Dude, very good food company is by far the worst out of all the soy boy stocks. I mean, like, it had revenue growth, great, but the losses were freaking enormous. They were like mind-bogglingly big. So it deserved a crash, and I think it has a lot more further down to go. Unless, of course, clowns keep buying it, which is also a very distinct possibility.
It's going to go bankrupt.
Oh, I would say yes. I don't see how it's going to survive because it's just losing money like insanely hand over fist.
They're all
the other ones.
They're all going to go bankrupt.
I mean, it's just gross. Like, the food is disgusting. Like, that Beyond sausage that I had, I can't explain to you how freaking disgusting that was. And it's so expensive, too. And I thought about getting the Beyond Burger because I went back to the commissary today. I just couldn't do it. I was like, why am I going to pay $8? And this thing is probably going to taste like complete and utter trash. Even if I made a YouTube video, it's just not worth feeling disgusted to eat this garbage.
Well, you know why you feel like that? Because it's all oils. It's all oils and soy. And you feel like crap because your body's not used to it. And then that soy goes, when you talk about soy, boys, there's a reason why. Because soy interrupts testosterone production in the body, like massively. It's worse than alcohol for disrupting testosterone.
So if I just ate soy all day and drank constantly, I would be like half the weight I am right now. That actually would be a good dieting technique. You just drink alcohol and eat Beyond Meat all the time.
You turn into David Hogue.
Yeah, when you see strongman hating on guns and pumping soy stocks, something ain't right.
Like your bones would shrink.
Hey, Jay.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. They all need to die. They need to die so people. Somebody wrote on Jeremy's page, they go, Jeremy Lefebvre, the Michael Jordan of investing. I was like, Michael Jordan's good at basketball. He's the greatest basketball player of all time. Jeremy sucks at investing. How does that make sense to you logically?
Dude, my favorite thumbnail I ever made was it's Warren Buffett, Jack Bogle, and Jeremy Lefebvre. And it says 3 titans of finance. Because you can just see how ridiculous the concept is that Jeremy even comes close to being the equal of those 2 other men. It's freaking laughable.
Well, something that you can tell somebody's baseline intelligence by the way they communicate. So Andre Geek is probably average level intelligence. Even Meat Spin Kevin is probably average level. Jeremy's a moron. Like I can just tell when I listen to him speak, just his economy of words, how creative he thinks his cute little sayings are. Who's flipping my flapjacks? What are you in 2nd grade, dude? That's not clever.
No, Tesla my Esla. Come on, it's the best one.
Yeah. It's like, here you go, Jeremy. Here's a joke. Bill Clinton was recently in the hospital, and I can only imagine he was sitting there in his bed waiting to go to that sweet pedo island in the sky when he died, only to wake up and realize he's still married to Hillary Clinton.
Jeremy. Yes, I mean, I want to keep making videos about him, but I can't make this like a whole hate channel on Jeremy. So I think I'm going to hold off. And I'm going to wait till all the earnings come out. And I'm praying his stocks crash even more. Because then I'm going to come back in and really just like jab the knife into him. Because that's what I've been doing. It's just like he's down and I'm going to kick him while he's down because he freaking deserves it.
Well, yeah. I mean, and here's the difference. Again, we go to Baba's down X number of percent. You're an idiot. Okay. I'll just wait you out.
You see all the comments on my channel about Tesla. It's like, oh, you're wrong about Tesla. It's like, no, I'm not. I don't care if the stock price went up.
If this is where, all right, so if they had done splits, right, and Tesla was trading at $100 a share, and we were sitting here crapping on, I wouldn't even take the time to crap on Tesla at that point, because I'd be like, yeah, it's overvalued, but I mean, it's not a monstrous bubble. But the fact that it's 800 and whatever dollars post split, it is
900. It's over 900 now.
So that's
it's crazy.
$4,500 a share pre-split. What world does that make sense to you?
And then, like, even the Wall Street, like, all the this is confirmed to me how stupid analysts are and how big of shills most of these Wall Street commentary people are. They're elevating their price targets. Like, oh, now it's going to be $1,100, $1,200. Even Jim Cramer's getting on the freaking bandwagon. The only reason he's doing that is because the freaking stock went up. And he doesn't want to look stupid if it goes up for another couple of weeks. Like, it's just ridiculous how these people change their tune.
Well, that's why
fluctuations.
That's why I did the discounted cash flow before the earnings, so I can come back and do a discounted cash flow after the earnings.
It's $900 billion market cap, and it's a $909 stock.
Here's a question. You just need to ask yourself. Facebook is trading somewhere in a buy range right now. I hate Facebook. I'm not going to buy it. But would you rather own Facebook, which is a cash machine, at $1.1 trillion or Tesla at $900 billion? Like, which one? Like, if you tell me you'd rather own Tesla, give me your money. I'm going to
Facebook is slightly. Yeah, when it comes to market caps, Facebook is slightly bigger than Tesla. But barely bigger than Tesla. And their profit margin's 35% in the most recent quarter. Like, that's insanity.
And what's Tesla?
I think it's probably like 10%. I haven't checked, but like they probably have the margins of maybe a slightly more profitable car company. Like they're not near 35% net margin. I'll tell you that, and they never will be. Yeah, their margins were 11.7%.
Well, about buying Tesla, I do regret not buying Tesla a little bit in 2019 when I was looking, and I was like, these guys are hyping this stock up. I'm like, it's not justified, but I'm like, I should throw 1% of my portfolio into Tesla. You know how much money that would have translated into today?
You know what annoys me is that all these idiots on YouTube, they saw Tesla going up, and they were like, oh, I'm going to buy it because it's going up. And they were actually rewarded for that stupid behavior because it just keeps going up and up and up. So, like, they're convinced in their mind now, oh, well, I'm a genius because I saw the stock going up, I bought it, and then it kept going up. I mean, duh. That's what a lot of these idiots are thinking right now.
My favorite is back in July when I did Bio Nano, and I was just basically mocking the morons that talk about buying it. A bunch of people were like, you're stupid. I'm going to come back in August after the earning results. And you know how many people came back to my channel? None.
Yeah, none. Where's Buy Nano even gone? I haven't even been tracking that.
I haven't looked at it since August, man.
It's down 16% over the last 6 months, and it's down almost 9% over the last month. So it basically had a huge pump in early 2021. It went up to $13.70 a share. And then it's basically dumped ever since then, and it's on like a slow downward trend. Shocking. Wow. I guarantee you this, all right? This is how this is going to play out. I'm looking in my crystal ball. People are going to flood our channel with hate when Tesla crashes because it's going to be one of those things where they're like, if you guys just had gone with Tesla being it wouldn't have crashed. It's your fault for not believing in Tesla. It's strong, man, is the reason Tesla, a $900 billion company, crashed. And then they'll probably accuse me of being a VT shill. Like, I can move the entire world stock market by myself.
Well, I mean, dude, the whole thing is you can spot it now. It becomes so obvious. Tesla starts crashing. Elon Musk takes to social media to tweet some cryptic Dogecoin. Hey, we're going to start accepting Dogecoin. Oh, no, we're not.
Yeah, I wonder what his next strategy is going to be. Because, I mean, it's probably going to go on a run for a little bit longer. And, I mean, it could go on a run for, several more months. Because even if, like, next quarter's earnings are good, even though that doesn't mean anything, it's still a car company. That it's still the story of the hype, and it just keeps going up and up and up. Like, it's going to take like one bad quarter to really stop that stock, I think.
I think it's going to trade sideways. I think it's going to trade $700 to $1,100 for a while. And then it's going to that's when people are going to realize, like, after it does for a year or two, they're going to go, I'm never getting my money out of this stock. There's so much baked into it. I will never get profit out. And then I think they'll start selling.
But I mean, like that's the thing. It just keeps going up. Like, yeah, so it peaked, it kind of flatlined for a while, and now it's crushed the all-time high. So I don't know if there's going to be momentum that continues to raise the price, or like you said, it's going to stay flat. I mean, nobody knows, but there is a potential for this stupid stock to run to 1,000. And then if it hits 1,000, oh my God, what's going to happen then? Clowns are going to buy it more. You know.
Well, I'll tell you about these clowns. Kathy Woods is taking profit on Tesla.
She's smart. I would have taken profits a long time ago.
I would have sold my entire position right after that massive run up last year, taking the profits. But I mean, to say she's smart, I mean, I don't know, because she's.
I mean, that specific action is smart, but
yeah,
in general, she's kind of a clown.
Well, I mean, she's doing what got her to the dance. And what got her to the dance was nobody really paid attention to her until she said Tesla to 3,000. And then it went up and everybody's like, oh, she's a prophet. And I'm like, guys, this is not that hard to figure out. Listen, if you just stick to really solid companies and buying at a price to earnings ratio between 9 and 11, you will retire a very rich person.
Yeah, but it's going to take a hard lesson for people to understand that. And we just have to be patient. And I think once the market actually does have a rough couple of years, I think that's when we're really going to have a lot of channel growth. But while Tesla just keeps going up because it just goes up, and Bitcoin is mooning again, and it's just going to be hard to like really get across to people because all they've seen is their stocks and crypto garbage go up. So they don't understand why we're saying no, it's stupid.
Well, like I said, the quantitative easing thing works till it doesn't. All you're doing is kicking the can down the road. At a certain point, the entire market, the entire world market is in for a reckoning. China is drowning in debt. Well, but you buy BABA. Yeah, because I'm betting on the middle class of China. But central banks around the world are starting to slow their quantitative easing. The Fed hasn't yet. But it's like at a certain point, these morons that run the Fed, they're going to run up to just historical lessons. And the historic lesson is you can only manipulate the markets so much till everybody realizes it, and then you can't manipulate them anymore.
We'll just have to wait. I mean, the biggest thing is going to be inflation and bonds. I think it's all tied to interest rates. If interest rates go up, which the Fed is trying to stop by buying bonds, but if they eventually do go up, that's going to have a massive ripple effect across the entire economy. But until it happens, I mean, stocks will just keep going up.
Like iPhone. Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, we talk about it ad nauseum.
Yeah. I don't know how we got sidetracked. I mean, like, Tesla's stupid. Okay, that's it.
Yeah. But
FOMO into it right now.
Where did you read that we're going to be able to buy VT in the TSP?
Oh, so if y'all don't know, the government 401k is the thrift savings plan. And now they currently only offer 5 index funds. It's like S&P 500, the small U.S. small caps, international, not counting China, which sucks, and then 2 bond funds. Well, I think it's all over the internet. Like you can look at like fedsmith.com, but basically they're opening it's called a window where you can buy mutual funds like outside of the regular 5 index funds inside the TSP, which what I'm hoping is we can buy VTWACs, which is the mutual fund equivalent of VT. That's what I'm hoping, but I don't know. But that's coming out like middle of next year, apparently.
Dude, yeah, because if I could, I'll just switch. That's the easiest way to do it because you can approximate the entire world market, but you can't get China in there. And I mean, China's growth is going to start slowing soon, but still, you're looking at that's a nice little growth engine inside your 401k.
Yeah, I really hate how I can't invest in the whole world in my thrift savings plans. Like, let me freaking invest where I want, So hopefully this window offers that. But what I'm worried about is this new window is going to have like a bunch of stupid mutual funds with high expense ratios that are actively managed. Like, I don't know what they're going to offer. So we're just going to have to see. I mean, worst case, I'll just stick with the L2065 fund. That's what I have.
Yeah, worst case scenario, I'll just go with 80% in the C fund, 20% in the S fund, and just ride it out. I don't care. That's not the worst place to put your money.
Yeah, I mean, my only complaint, like I like the TSP, my only complaint is that I can't have China. So if I can't get China at a low cost, I'm just going to stick with what I have. And at the end of the day, it's more about your freaking savings rate, okay? If you're maxing your tax advantage accounts, you're going to be very well off in retirement. I promise you, okay? Unless you buy Tesla maybe right now, but or beyond me. But I mean, that's what really matters. It's not buying the stock that's going to moon. It's living below your means and saving as much as possible. And you'll be shocked how fast it grows, even with index funds, people.
Well, this is what I don't get, right? I don't get people's aversions to index funds. I was at work explaining to a guy, I go, okay, let me explain it to you like this. Let's say we all sit down at a table, right? And we have to buy and exchange stocks. I go, you have no knowledge of what you're doing. I go, it's going to be about a year where at the end of the year, I have all of your money. Do you want to compete against me? And they go, no. I go, okay, I'm not even good. I'm like, there are people out there so much better at this than I am. That's why you put your money in index funds. And then 3 minutes later, so what hot stock tips do you have?
They want the excitement, Jay. Getting rich with index funds is boring, okay? Like, I never got how that's boring because I used to always check my account. And it's like, oh, I know I got paid today. That means I've contributed $850 more to my retirement. That's exciting to me. And then I can check at the end of the year and it's like, oh my God, I've saved 30 grand this year. That's really cool. How is that not exciting enough for you people? Like, why do you have to buy these stupid stocks that are probably going to suck?
You got index funds or are for grandpas that want to retire at 65. No, thank you. I've heard that one before too, where a guy goes, listen, man, like you're harping on buying individual stocks, but not everybody wants to get rich when they're old. I go, yeah, see Warren Buffett quote. Nobody wants to get rich slowly.
You know what's funny is like people think there's two options out there. Either you get rich slow and boring, or you can just take the easy way and get rich fast. Like, it's not just this simple choice between getting rich slowly and getting rich fast. Like, if everybody would choose the fast one, if they could. Yeah. I mean, even me, you would too, if you could guarantee it. But that's not how it works, okay? The reason they tell you to buy index funds is because you freaking suck at investing, everybody. You do. I'm sorry to break it to you. That's why you buy index funds.
Here's where I'll break it down to you. Okay. You don't want to get rich slowly. Here you go. So on the 7% average return of the total world market, which is dividends plus inflation plus growth, okay, that 7%, last time I checked, is greater than the 2.4% the average investor gets.
And you compound that?
So I'm actually getting rich faster than you.
It's so easy. Like, I literally, like, if I didn't do YouTube, I would just go hang out, and if I didn't tutor, I would go to the beach and drink and party, and I would still be a freaking millionaire because I'm still maxing my tax advantage accounts. It's literally as simple as that. You don't have to really do any crazy crap or buy these high growth stocks. You just invest as much as you can, as young as you can, and you're going to be shocked how much you have. It's that simple.
I keep going back to this point. There is a woman at my work, right? It would take me a long time to really get her to understand investing. I don't know that she could ever actually do the math. even though the math is easy. She has worked as a janitor for 30 years.
She's watching.
She is going to retire in 5 years as a millionaire. Okay? You know what she did? She maxed her tax advantage. She didn't max, but she put as much money as she could, worked overtime when she could to pay off her house and put money in her tax advantaged accounts.
You mean she didn't pay Gary LaFave $20K to learn how to buy Tesla?
Yeah. No, she didn't. But it's like, there you go. She graduated high school. I don't think I could teach her college algebra. I just don't think that I could. But yet she's going to retire a millionaire, and all she did was put her money in her savings program. And it's like, what more do you want? Like, you're not – the odds of you tomorrow buying whatever stock and you put $1,000 into it and you get 1,000,000% return are virtually zero. It can happen. It's happened for people, but you're not doing anything more than gambling at that point. So it's all in what you want to do. Like, I personally don't want to be down at the truck stop, so I'll take what works in retirement. Like,
yeah, but aren't you going to the docks instead now? Aren't the sailors paying a little bit better than the truckers?
Sailors, that's a free market right there. If the sailors want to pay more, they're flush with cash. I'm down there.
Oh, here's Egon. Egon, are you trolling us? Yeah, she's going to retire at 60 after a life working hard, breaking her back. Egon, okay, I'm 32 and I have multiple six figures saved, and I literally just bought index funds. You can do it, okay? You're not going to be 60 when you freaking retire. I could probably retire when I'm like 40 if I really push hard. It's entirely possible, okay? And you'll still retire a lot faster than all the idiots buying individual stocks right now. Guarantee it.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't see the where you think you're going to retire early and fire. And I don't know whether he's trolling. He could be laughing behind his computer, and then
it's probably Jeremy's alternate account.
Yeah, Jeremy's in there. But I don't see where you think you're going to do the math that actually works out, because I've done the math, and it's a ridiculous amount of money that you have to pack away in 20 years to be able to live for the rest of your life. Unless you're in a situation like I am, where you are in the military and you're retired, or you're a firefighter or a cop and you're retired, the whole FIRE movement is not realistic. And you can go and play with an investment calculator. And if you want to throw in 20% gains per year forever, you're more than welcome to factor that in, but you're not going to get 20% gains.
Except with Tesla, according to Chicken Genius.
Yeah, except for Tesla. But, and I mentioned that
it's really that easy. Okay, there's two options. Either you underperform and buy index funds, or you buy Tesla. I mean, why would you choose index funds? Because Tesla just goes up, and it always will. It's the obvious choice, because that's what's going to happen. Guaranteed.
Yeah, and I mean, semi-retire by 40 and work for pleasure and extra income is a good goal. I think I agree with you.
That is my goal. Because like in my definition of FIRE is I don't need to work a job for a corporation or for the government. My definition of FIRE is, okay, I'm self-employed. I have a YouTube channel. All my debts are gone. I mean, except for my mortgage, of course. And I can basically set my own schedule. To me, that's FIRE. Not freaking retiring and doing nothing for freaking.
Yeah, dude, that's what I don't get, is like, that is a realistic goal. If you're starting out at 18, you're like, I want to be in a place where I have enough money packed away that I can just walk dogs or whatever for extra income. That's a good goal to have, but to have the goal by 40, I'm starting at 18 and I'm just not going to do anything except drive Ferraris when I retire. Like, sorry, it's not in the cards for you. You're like everybody else. You're going to have to work. I'm sorry. Unless you're a super hot chick and you find the right dude, you're not retiring when you're young.
Dude, just fine. If I was a hot chick, which I would be a hot chick because I would work out like crazy and I would invest in like nice skincare products, I would be a hot chick. Dude, I would like do OnlyFans, save everything, like live off my boyfriend, save everything, 100,000, 200,000 a year. And in like 5 years, boom, I'm retired.
Dude, if I was a smoking hot chick, right? And I would like, this is the only way this works. If I was a smoking hot chick and I had a good looking boyfriend and I was like 18, 19, I'd look at my boyfriend and be like, let's just make porn on OnlyFans. We'll be done working by the time we're 25. And then they'd be on the cover of Forbes. Like, this young couple made porn for 5 years and now they're retired living the van life in Indonesia.
They maxed their tax advantage accounts and bought total world index funds.
Yeah, but it's like it is possible. But the thing is, if you're a dude, it's like being an unattractive woman. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to work.
Yeah, it's just what happened. Yeah, I mean, like, look at me. I have to work, you know.
Here's the thing. I actually don't have to.
I'm trying to get there. Actually, I'm waiting on some news, so we'll see what happens.
Oh,
yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm just ticking the time. If I can get like 1,200-1,300 a month, and then on top of that, I have YouTube. Like, I think I could almost like semi-retire.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the goal for me is YouTube channel, enough money. And I can actually make a surprisingly little amount of money and then be good. And then it's just doing videos on my YouTube channel and stand-up comedy from there. Like, I'm done because the goal is, I've gone over in my head and it's like, be a famous comedian, like having, that fame. I don't know if I would want that versus being a comedian that makes like $100K a year and you just have a devoted fan base. Nobody knows who you are when you go out in public. I think I would rather be that dude than somebody like Rogan. That kind of fame just attracts people like, I can't imagine being a dude that have to have security everywhere I go and how annoying that must be.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can't control how famous you get, though. Like, imagine if your YouTube just exploded and it just grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. I mean, you're not going to stop. You're going to keep pumping out the content, and then eventually you're going to be that famous. I think the thing is you kind of have to, like, lay low. Like, I'm probably going to stay in this little townhouse that I'm in forever. I'm not going to move into a big freaking mansion. Just to avoid, like, I don't want to live around famous people. I don't want to be known as a famous person. I don't want to be associated with them. Nothing. So, if I ever become famous, which
dude, if I was
crashed by AMC, so it's not going to happen.
Dude, honestly, if I was making like Jeremy's money, I'd be living in a very small house. The only difference would be I'd have a big plot of land. Big plot of land I could hang out on and shoot guns on. Like, I have zero. Like, I just. Like, you look at Dave Chappelle, not that I'm any way that good or ever will be, but you look at a guy like Dave Chappelle. Yeah, right. Even his latest special, The Closer, which was like, if I had to score it according to Dave Chappelle, it would only be like a 60 or a 70. It's still better than 99% of all specials that are put out by any comedian. But that dude can't go anywhere. People just mob and people get weird around famous people, man.
Yeah, that's the one downside. I don't think either of us are going to be that famous on YouTube. I mean, to get as big as like Beat Spin or Graham Stephan, you got to be like that, cookie cutter, kind of guy, which I don't think we're like that.
So
even they're not that famous. Like, I don't think Graham Stephan gets followed by, paparazzi. And he has millions of subscribers.
Well, I'm never going to become that because I just say wildly inappropriate stuff. But yeah, it's like what infuriated me is listening to an Andre Geek video where he was like, I'm going to start doing appearances that'll be kind of like stand-up comedy. And I'm like, you just walked into my domain and you somehow think you moron that you're going to walk in and start cracking jokes. Like, yeah, it's like if you ask any comedian and they're looking at a YouTuber who's like coming in there, we all just sit there and we go, this would never work in front of a crowd of strangers.
Well, he's not funny. He's a magician. Like, that's an entirely different skill set. I mean, he is pretty good at his little magic tricks, like pulling cards out of his butt or something, but he's not funny in the slightest. None of them are. Well, Jeremy's funny because he's so stupid. It's like a laughing stock. But everybody, I mean, like, it's just whatever. That's not your
dude. Thing. Sometimes I watch Millennial Money just to watch Graham's body language. I really do. When I hear some of them talk, and then I just watch Graham go.
Graham. I think Graham has heard of me because I pissed off his girlfriend that one time.
Oh, he's absolutely heard of you, dude.
I guarantee you. It wouldn't be funny if they because I know Jeremy's heard of me. I know Meat Spin Kevin's heard of me.
Wait, I know Meat Spin has, but how do you know Jeremy has?
Oh, dude, because I can't reveal it. I can't reveal why, but I'm 99% positive he's seen some of my videos. I'll tell you offline.
Yeah, tell me offline, dude.
Yeah, I don't want to spill the beans, but there's a way that Jeremy's able to see my videos almost directly sent to him.
I think I know how it is too. I need to get one of those. I thought about, dude, using my burner phone to join his group and seeing how long it took for somebody to recognize me.
Well, all you gotta do is change your hat or something, like wear a Braves hat or something.
I got you.
Oh, wait a minute. What's it gonna be? That can't be Jay. I mean, he looks kind of familiar, but that can't be. Same freaking board in the background.
And they're like, dude, we did a video with you where you were crapping on Jeremy. You're like, nah, there's another dude.
Look at my hat. It's a different hat. What are you talking about?
They're like, there's a board. I go, yeah, that guy kind of looks like me. He just wears a slightly different hat.
What about the Hawaiian shirt? No, that's not me.
No, that's not the same shirt. This isn't the same shirt. No, it is. No, it's not.
My name is Noggy J. I'm not J. Who's J Noggy?
Yeah, what are you talking about? But yeah, dude, I would love to. I need to do it because I want to see how long it takes me to get kicked out of the group. Where I'm like, Jeremy, I got a question. This says here that it's diluting the shareholders and negative cash flows. Why is this an investment? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but you're stupid. That's it. Just awkwardly sitting there as I insult him.
You know what I want to do is debate the CPA that works for him. Her name is Beatrice or something like that. I want to be like, hey, how can you possibly justify working for this freaking loser, knowing the garbage that he pumps? And then I would love to see a video that she makes where she talks about all his stupid stocks, just so I can call her out.
Wait, he has a CPA that works for her?
Yeah, it's Coach Beatrice.
How?
Because he pays her, I guess. I don't know. Just sell out. Coach Beatrice. Yeah, there she is. I don't know. Should I? I won't share her. I don't know. It might be one of those things where, oh my God, you're inciting violence. But yeah, if you look up Coach Beatrice, she's on his freaking website. And I think she's a CPA.
I want to debate her.
You might want to do more than that with her.
Is she hot?
I can't tell. I mean, it's possible,
I think I would get turned off by the fact that she talks to Jeremy like he's an actual human.
Yeah, here's her bio. She's a licensed CPA in California, holds a master's degree in finance and accounting. So she's probably a little bit more qualified than me because I don't have a degree in finance. She probably knows more about CAD, doing models and stuff. And she worked
Bro, if you can do a discounted cash flow, you know as much as any finance graduate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, she did 8 years in various industries. She worked for the Big Four accounting. Like, she's pretty experienced. I'll give her that. I don't know why she freaking works for that idiot.
That's amazing to me. I don't know, man. Maybe it's that he just pays her so much that, but I can only imagine somebody in that position would make a lot of money working for just a corporation and not having to be working for a soulless demon that just wants to be a billionaire.
Okay, so I'm going to be a billionaire. Okay. Walk around I'm going to be a billionaire. I was like, oh, okay. Hey, you know the most beautiful thing about this whole thing is, Jeremy? I get paid to make fun of Jeremy Lefebvre. YouTube rewards me by making fun of him. How can life get any better than this? Honestly.
I just all these 30 views for talking shit about Jeremy.
Hey, honestly, there is a market for hating on these freaking losers. And there's also a market for Bogleheads that are funny, because Bogleheads are not funny. Like, there's actually a YouTube channel. I think it's just called Bogleheads. Go watch that channel. They have a bunch of like not live streams. They have like podcasts that they've uploaded. It's the most boring crap you could ever freaking listen to. I haven't seen a single Boglehead channel that is in any way entertaining. To me, it was common sense. It's like, okay, make a Boglehead channel, but be, kind of corny and ridiculous. And, don't be a soulless freaking grifter. How hard is that? Because it's obvious these people are freaking grifters.
How did we get Alec Baldwin as a killer? Ha ha ha! And I realized he just shot a chick, but and it's like, my question is this: like, do you guys not know firearm safety? They go, Alec Baldwin was told he was handed a cold gun, and I go, okay, but did you check the revolver? When somebody's like, hey man, it's a cold gun. And I'm like, yeah, but clearly it's not, because it has blanks in here.
Dude, every time somebody hands me a weapon in the military, I immediately point it at somebody and start blasting away. And I mean, because it's supposed to be unloaded.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was not like whenever I was handed a firearm, the breech was open so I could look down and see, and there was no magazine in there. Yeah. But it was like,
no mag, there can't be a bullet in the chamber. It's impossible.
Well, the thing is like the armorer on set flat out said, she goes, I don't think I'm up for this challenge. And then I can tell she's not up for the challenge because they show her a picture. She's holding a lever action rifle and her entire hand is in the lever action. And I'm like, your finger should be outside of that.
The real question is, and I actually saw a comment asking about this company, is this a buy or sell signal for Smith & Wesson?
Last time I looked at them, they were just massively overvalued. You got to look at
with the attention from Baldwin. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Sell it. And I have to go back and look. I don't know what their numbers are right now.
But we can actually do comments. But yeah, like Smith & Wesson, when you initially look at it, it looks good. And I even told Jay, I was like, oh my God, this company looks great. And then I looked at it more and I was like, oh wait, never mind, this is garbage. I actually made a video about it. Watch it.
When I first looked at it, I go, yeah, I'm missing something, bro. I'm not seeing it. When I started looking through, I'm like, something's off here. And I think it's just the pandemic. Then on top of that, you factor in a Democratic president, because Democratic presidents are always the best at selling guns. I've actually wondered if Democrats are secretly with the gun lobby and they're like, hey, we'll just go out there and pretend like we're going to ban all guns every year. So
I mean, dude, if I owned a gun company, like, I want Democrats to win because I want to make a freaking fortune. I would almost pay them to freaking win because, I mean, they're never going to ban the guns. But if I can make a fortune off fears, okay, I'll do it.
Oh, dude.
What are your thoughts? What's a SARM?
Yeah. Sounds stupid. It sounds like something made up recently.
Selective androgen receptor modulators. I have no idea what that
I have no idea what that means, dude.
Please clarify, Mr. Snowboarder. Or are you a skier? I can't tell.
But no, it's like, yeah, it's down here. I guess Baldwin is super anti-2A, yet makes a fortune off using them in his movies. Yeah, I have a joke written down about that, about celebrities that are anti-gun. And all I really say in it is I go, yeah, man, why don't you call me back on the whole anti-gun thing when your latest movie doesn't have you gunning down 5,000 people over your dog?
Yeah, Baldwin's going to get his cheeks clapped over the next couple of weeks because, ooh, this is bad, especially for him. All right, Funware. Why in Funware? Is this like a Trump stock? It's just like the other one, the DWAC. Like all these Trump stocks are exploding. I think Screw College was talking about it. Like all the Trump stocks are up, all the soy boy stocks are down.
Wall Street bets. They had to halt trading on that Trump stock because so many people were flooding into the hype.
Yeah, so Funware is according to MarketWatch, it's a money-losing Trump-linked software company. So actually, I might do a video on that. It's up 471%. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Jeremy Butt Buddy. Is that a Tesla in your picture? It better not be.
I don't have a problem with Tesla vehicles. I hear they're nice.
I do. I hate them.
Company's overvalued. And that's why I did. They're also losing market share. That's why I did the latest video. And that was inevitable. Ford, GM, they have way larger economies of scale than Tesla does.
Look, Jay, everybody likes the Tesla design. Nobody could possibly want another car besides a Tesla. That's just how it is.
Are you aware?
You buy cars on looks, in my opinion, but whatever.
Are you aware that the Ford Lightning exists?
Dude, if I ever got super rich off YouTube, that would be my splurge. Would be a Ford Lightning. Just number one, because I'm never buying a Tesla now because I've talked too much crap about it. And number two, I think the Ford Lightning is a really nice truck.
Do you think Everything Money would get mad at me if I won the Tesla in the drawing? And they're like, what are you going to do with your new Tesla? I'm like, sell it.
No, you do whatever you want with it. I mean, like, they're just doing it for marketing. They can probably, I wonder if they can write it off as a marketing expense. I should probably know that as a CPA, but I don't know. There's so many stupid things with the tax law. Yo, Strongman, you open my eyes about Jeremy and me, Kevin. I literally watch them as just entertainment now. Good.
Yeah, dude, this is the thing I don't get about them. They never actually do discounted cash flows or anything like you could be a fan of Tesla and be sitting there going, yeah, guys, I'm a huge fan of this company, but this is not a buy right now. Dude, that's why we crap on those guys.
Dude, all it's just that growing revenue, is it growing fast? And does it sound futuristic? That's their investing. I mean, I could literally make a portfolio off that 10 seconds after we end this live stream. And it would be freaking easy. I could probably explode my channel. Oh, yeah, it's the future.
Yeah.
For me, REITs I pay 15% tax on dividends from the U.S. I mean, can you put that in a tax advantage account so you pay zero?
Yeah, that should be your goal. Pay no taxes. But I mean, I don't crap on REITs, man. Everybody has a strategy. I might just slightly disagree. But then again, if I sat down with somebody, they might say, I do it for this, and this reason. I go, oh, that makes sense. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, in my opinion, REITs make no sense unless it's in a IRA or. Let's wait for Q3 earnings for tattooed nutsack, tattooed ball sack, tattooed truckers steaming gooch. If it crashes, happy dance, dude. I hope it because somebody else said it's probably priced in already, the potentially bad earnings, which could be true, but it would still be nice just to see it crash, just so I can make another video dumping on Jeremy, because every chance I get, I'm gonna make a video.
It's a zombie company. I don't see how a lot of these companies are going to survive if interest rates go up. This is what happens every time there's zombie companies. That's why a market crash is healthy, because it clears away all of those zombie companies. And a lot of them are still alive and around because the Fed is just pumping money into the system. I don't see how tattooed taint is going to keep going Like if interest rates.
Tattoo on your taint, Jay.
Yeah. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, tattoo. I mean, the only way it's gonna survive is if people keep buying the shares. Which, how long can that last?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that, Jay?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe. I think it's just. I just think it's inevitable. It's an inevitable cycle of the bull market that at the end, 2019, throw a dart at the wall. I would love if somebody had done that. Said, wow, I have the random portfolio in my M1 Finance. I got to start doing videos on that again. I'm just keeping it in there. And it was just randomly picked stocks, and I got a ridiculous return on it. I got something like a 30 or 40% return.
Jay, no, you need to say that you picked those after extreme due diligence, okay?
No, I used a random number generator in the random one night stands on my channel. I use a random number generator to pick stocks. And I think every stock in there, last time I looked, was in the green.
What is a random one night stand? Like, what's random about it?
I don't know. Just thought it was a fun name. Like Dave Ramsey's wet taint.
Oh, Dave Ramsey. Let's not get started on him. Beyond dildos. Yes.
Well, dude, how did his body language change when that dude took him on? That just showed so much insecurity in his position. Because I would have just sat back.
I'm older than you, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm older than you. Why are you questioning me?
Yeah. No, because I would have just sat back where I was like, yeah, you're wrong about paying off your house. Well, listen, young man. I've been doing this for a long time. Like, okay, just because you're doing something for a long time doesn't mean you're right. It's clearly the case with you on the
market for a long time there, Jay Nagy. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it makes sense It makes sense. The house thing made sense back in the day. When you look at the 80s, when you would get a mortgage rate of 6 to 8%, yeah, it makes sense. Throw your money at your house in that case. But now, my mortgage is 2.1%.
It's insane. Like, no way am I going to put a single extra dollar into my mortgage. I'll have it paid off by the time I fully retire, but I'm maxing my tax advantage accounts before anything. Would you rather own every company in the world, or would you rather own your freaking house that doesn't produce any cash flows? You tell me.
If you look at it, I don't know what the inflation rate is. Last time I looked, the Fed was trying to say it was like 4-point-something%. And I'm like, you guys are out of your mind. You clearly haven't bought steak recently. But it was like, if it's 4%, that means I'm gaining 2% by not paying off my mortgage.
Well, the current inflation, the current annualized inflation rate is 5.39% as of September 2021. So it's pretty high. And I agree, dude, beef is freaking expensive as crap. Like, I was at Walmart and I was about to get some ground beef. I was like, I'm just going to get chicken because it was like double the price it normally is.
Bro, before the pandemic, going to Walmart, I would spend $90. And that got me steak and ground beef for the week, plus yogurt and other incidentals. I spend $120 to $130 now per week.
Damn. Have you thought about switching to like chicken or something?
I need to lower that.
Or if you have like a military base nearby, because the military base, I was able to get like way cheaper ground beef, but like on the civilian economy, holy crap, rip off. All right, stocks go up just like supply and demand. Yeah, it's true in the short. I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. But the demand of it is eventually stimulated by it being a good company. You know, in the short run, the demand can be because of anything, but in the long run, people are going to buy a cash machine once they realize it's actually a cash machine. What do you guys think of Verizon? What do you think of Verizon, GA?
I haven't looked at it.
I mean, looking at everything money, low return on invested capital, very high debt, very high price to free cash flow, share dilution. I mean, It's okay.
The one thing I do disagree with everything money on is using the current earnings per share without critically thinking about it. Sometimes I use the current earnings per share, but a lot of times I use the 5-year average because the last 2 years have just been an anomaly. And if you look,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you look, you'll see the earnings per share are like really close to each other. And then in the past 2 years, especially in tech, it just jumps up. And I'm like, okay, that's the one place I do disagree with everything money in their software. I really wish they would add in where they use the 5-year average of earnings per share and watch in a couple weeks they start doing that because they watch your video.
Dude, I swear they're watching our video. I swear to God. Because sometimes like I'll make a video and then like 3 days later, it's like, oh, they're covering the same freaking exact thing that I just talked about. I mean, of course I can be full of crap, but it's like, that's kind of weird.
Well,
and even like I've said stuff on my videos and they've mentioned it. Like, this is they actually mentioned the weakness in their software. I was like, seriously? Give me a shout out.
Well, Seth left you a comment. So that means they're watching. And they said in there, we watch your videos. And those guys are reasonable.
Shout out then, huh?
Yeah. Those guys are reasonable where if you sat down with Paul and you were like, listen, man, this is the one place I just disagree for this, and this reason. He's a rational dude where if it makes sense, he's not going to call you a moron because you disagree with him. He'd be like, yeah, I see your point.
He does call a lot of people morons.
But he calls morons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think we would get along with him I think we would get along with all of them pretty well because they actually aren't idiots like the rest of these losers.
And I
wonder how big their channel is now.
It's like 100K. That's where they were getting
subs.
Yeah, dude. I started watching them at like 20.
Yeah, they're at 91.4K. They're freaking exploding. That's kind of how it works on YouTube. It's like slow, and then you freaking shoot up once you get big enough.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're offering good advice. I mean, I don't agree with them on everything, but I mean, like I said, I don't agree with them on Smith and Wesson. But here's the thing that I would say to Paul is like, I'm not in any way a firearms expert, but I think I know this market more than you. Just like when they say, you know, Foot Locker is a buy, and I go, yeah, but I'm not a sneakerhead. I don't really understand the whole sneakerhead market, so I'm just going to avoid this.
Yeah, why not? All right, I have to piss my pants. You want to keep reading comments?
Yeah, if I can, because I can only. You need to put like a bottle, like Ari Shafir does on Rogan, where he just pisses into a bottle.
Dude, well, one of my weaknesses is I piss a lot. Everybody that hangs out with me in person is like, damn, you piss a lot, Chris. It's like, I drink a lot of water. Get over it.
Yeah, so do I, dude. Go ahead. Right. Trump stocks were huge Friday. DWAC up 100%. Fun was up 473. Slam 27. Bean and BKK up 15. Yeah, man. I mean, but that's the hype. That's the hype rushing in. Oh, Trump's doing this. But wouldn't it be hilarious if Trump just completely took over social media and it's like Trump's channel just became Trump 24 hours a day? He's like sitting in some little office. He's sitting in an office just doing his own news reporting. Still would like to see same day what you guys think about Trader TV, this Canadian channel, viewers each day, and I don't know what to think about. Let me write that down. I'll look at them. I mean, as much as I crap on certain people, like if you're just a person that's starting out and you really didn't know what you were doing and you were learning, I wouldn't crap on you. I crap on people that mislead people down the wrong path. But if you were just like, I don't know anything about investing, I'm going to learn and start a channel, and you made mistakes, because we all make mistakes, I wouldn't crap on you. You know, It's really, honestly, my crapping on people is reserved for people that are going to destroy other people's retirements. Because somebody asked about Tom Nash. I'm not that familiar with him, but I actually think that dude is coming around because he's been saying some stuff about like Tesla being overvalued. So,
wow, that's a genius conclusion there, Tom Nash.
And also, I'm going to point this out. I don't so much have a problem with you even offering investing advice if it's wrong, as long as you're not charging people. The reason I hate on StockMo and that Stealth Wealth D-bag is because they have Patreons that charge people $100 a month for information that you could get off a Boglehead forum in less than an hour. And their advice sucks. They're all in hype stocks.
They look at analyst estimates, just like LaFufu. They look at, they don't do any of their own analysis. They're like, oh, well, these analysts think it's going to go here. Like, it's that easy. Like, all you have to do is just follow analysts and you're going to be rich. That's not how it freaking works. But that's what they do.
The analysts are wrong more often than they're right. That's why I hate the term now because it's just thrown around. Oh, you got to do your own due diligence. Like, okay, yeah, you need to do your own research. Like, I
mean, they don't give people the tools to do their own due diligence. Like, what tool do you have if you're watching these hype idiots? They don't tell you how to do anything. It's just like, oh, it's going to move because it is. Or it's like Everything Money gives software, you know. I mean, that's at least a tool people can use to do their own due diligence.
Yeah, and they do another, and like Paul is really good at telling you what to look at. So yeah, it's like you notice we don't agree, like Chris and I don't agree with Everything Money all the time or Sven Carlin, but we have very little negative to say about him. Yeah, Chris brings up a legitimate point on Sven wanting $2,000 a year.
Sven's kind of pushing my butt. I mean, he's not he knows what he's doing, but
yeah,
like, come on.
He's annoyed me with some of the stuff too.
I mean, at least Everything Money, they're making money too, of course. But I mean, $26 a month, it's not nearly as bad as what old Spinny Boy's charging. FBO Glenn and J Noggy.
This guy doesn't like me. Sorry.
I think it might be a chick. Maybe she has a crush on you. That's why she's being mean, because she likes you. Oh no, please keep your channel hate oriented. Oh, it will. It will always be hate oriented. I just can't hate on Jeremy LaFufu constantly. I'll actually put out a poll and say, what do y'all want? Do y'all want LaFufu hate? Do y'all want stupid stock hate? Whatever. So maybe I'll get a better idea of what people want.
Wait, we got a good question. What's your opinion on VUG? Let me look that up. I think that's like the growth. I think that's the growth ETF.
Yeah, that's like all the big, large cap techs. So no, it's way too concentrated in tech. Like, it's massively concentrated. And if there's any kind of, reversion to the mean for tech, you're going to get your butt torn in half.
Yeah, keep talking, dude. I'm just looking it up real quick. I just want to see where.
Julius Caesar. Exactly, Jay Noggy. The only spec stocks I own are Tesla and NEO, bought back in 2020. You probably like 20x your money. But it's a very small percent of overall portfolio. Man. Yeah, I mean, Tesla has gone up. I mean, of course, the price is divorced from its value, but it has gone up. Please crap on Tesla. I
mean, VUG, 40% of its total assets are Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, Facebook, Tesla, NVIDIA, Visa, Home Depot, and Walt Disney. I don't know what that accomplishes that VTI, VOO, or VT wouldn't accomplish. That's just me.
VT top stocks are probably the same ones. They're just not in such large percentages. Okay, I was arguing with an idiot on Twitter that told me Facebook isn't growing anymore. Facebook has huge growth potential. But Tesla will 30x in stock price or 30x in cars. 500K cars by 2030.
Dude, does this guy realize that they're already selling 200,000 cars? So that would be a 2x.
Well, was it 200K per quarter? They're probably a third to a fifth the size of the average automaker with like 10 times the market cap. So keep that.
So you should go back to the guy and be like, so what you're saying to me is the entire U.S. market is worth about $22 trillion. What you're saying to me is that Tesla is going to be worth $27 trillion by 2030, because that would be 30x.
Bro, robots. Did you see the dance, Jay? Did you see those moves? People are just getting lucky, don't realize.
Wait, that's wrong. It'd be even more than that. I'm retarded.
Well, it's a $900 billion market cap. Yeah, it'd be $2.7 trillion, $227 trillion.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
math, not my strong suit when I wake up on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, I'm actually going for a run after this. Then I might drink beer tonight, so I'll be the one waking up late tomorrow.
Dude,
I'm just getting lucky. That's true. Hey, strong man. A lot of times I feel like market rewards story. It does in the short term. If you have a tax-free account, join the hype and enjoy the crazy gains until the gains go away.
Yeah, it's impossible to know when it's going to collapse. So if you just devote 5 or 10% of your portfolio or whatever you're allocating that you realize you're gambling, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we always say 5%.
Yeah, if Nate, he's 21 and 20% of his portfolio is devoted to speculation. And I don't say anything to him because it's fine because he's 21 years old.
Well, he probably has reasonable speculation too. Like Bob or something. This you guy's clearly an alcoholic.
Yes, he is. That's why he's taken off since September through now.
Look, we're veterans, guys, okay? We have to drink. We had such horrible lives in the military. We're recovering from that madness. Elon's a giant grifter. No, he's not. He's the Jesus Christ reincarnated.
Talk to me when we have an empire like Dune, all created by Elon Musk,
including the giant worms.
Yes, we could probably
beer company.
Can you imagine if Elon Musk came out smoking a joint, going, "I'm going to create giant sandworms"?
Dude, people would buy the stock.
Yeah, Tesla would shoot up.
Woo, Jeremy! Woo! Solving the money problem. Oh my God, the implications.
You know who we forgot to crap on, who's worse than all of them? Is that Chris Sane, dude.
You know, I've made Chris Sane videos, and they just don't seem to be popular. I mean, maybe I'll try it again. And Chris Sane is just so stupid. Like, it's not even really that fun to make fun of him. Jeremy, I enjoy making fun of Jeremy the most because there's just so much. Chris Sane is just like this bland, boring grifter. That's just, I mean, what is there to say? He's a freaking idiot. What's up, YouTube? Yeah. Anyway, Tesla's a beer company.
You know what I love about Chris Sane? He gives zero reason why a stock goes up. At least LaBeefy goes through his bull thesis. He's like, they're selling X number of SKUs. Okay, that's stupid, but Chris Sane, FedEx is a buy below 300. Okay, what's your reason? Because I just pulled 300 out of the air.
Dude, he even hit his portfolio one time. Like, he's just so obviously full of crap. Like, he had his portfolio and it was up to 170,000. And then the next couple of days, he was cutting off the top of his portfolio so you couldn't see the returns. And then some days he would have a snapshot and you could see it was an image and not a live presentation of his portfolio, because I think in Robinhood there's this blinking light on the end of the stock ticker or whatever, but you could see it was frozen, so it was an image. So he was basically hiding his portfolio for multiple days, for probably because he lost a lot of money. He was trying to put more money in his account.
Yeah, the thing is, man, is your portfolio doesn't impress me. I've said this numerous times. You could have 20K in a portfolio that impresses me, and $1 million in a portfolio that doesn't impress me.
Dude, his portfolio is the biggest pile of steaming crap I've ever. It's way worse than LaFufu's, I'll tell you that. I think it's because funds can't hold more than 10% of a certain company. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I don't think so.
Warren Buffett runs up against that rule. I don't know. I think
that's for disclosure purposes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something. I don't know the exact rule. You're probably right. Because you would probably know, but Warren Buffett will sell up. People, he's selling Bank of America. That's because he doesn't want his position to be above 10% because something kicks in. I forget what it is.
I think it's a disclosure.
Yeah.
So you can hide your buys, I think. Something like that. I don't know. I haven't read the SEC rules in a while. I just grift on YouTube. What do you think about SoFi? I got 1,000 shares. You're swimming in gains. Are they unrealized capital gains? Have you sold them? What is SoFi at right now? 5 trillion.
SoFi's got a
SoFi. $20. So you're up what? 33%? You sell that, you pay probably 33% taxes on that. So you're left with
you got
20% gains.
Bro, it's got negative cash flows, man.
I don't know what to do, but I would sell that garbage.
Bro, if you just take a cursory glance, it's not bringing anything up on Yahoo, but if you just take a cursory glance on Yahoo, you can see it has negative earnings per share. My opinion on that is that you're gambling. So however much longer you want to hold it, but I would at least take my initial investment out of there. Like whatever your initial investment was, sell that, take that. I don't know how much you make. It might not be a needle mover for you. So you might not end up paying any taxes on it. But that's me personally. I'm locking in gains on that thing. Because it's like, I don't care if BABA goes down, but I care if a speculative company goes down. If I'm speculating on something, I'm like, is this thing ever going to go back up? It might not.
Yeah, companies like that scare me because it's like, if you have a good company, the stock goes down. It's like, okay, I know this is just temporary fear. Companies like SoFi that are just bleeding money, that stock can go down and stay down forever. So you need to be really careful with that. Idiots love Tesla in their cars like people did with the iPhone. And went effing insane, waiting in line, camping overnight. Tesla.
Yeah, dude. I just don't get it. It's not my thing. It's like, hey man, are you gonna wait in line overnight on the iPhone? Like, no. I'd rather sit around and have a bum slap me in the face with his testicles than wait all night for stupid iPhone or Tesla.
Oh man, Jay, I don't know where you come up with this stuff, but it's good. Just like everybody imagine that image of a bum slapping Jeremy in the face. Jesus. Tesla. I put mine in the L2065 fund. That is a great fund. And you want to know why? Because it's basically VT without China. Peter Schiff was correct. I don't like Peter Schiff. Shifty.
Problem with Peter Schiff is you have to remember, man, he's selling index funds. He's selling mutual funds.
Yeah,
he makes a lot of money on the fees. So,
and he's a gold shill because he sells it.
Yeah, I'd love to be on Rogan and debate Peter Schiff on that. I'd be like, okay, you're talking to me about the gold, but ultimately over the course of 40 years, I'm not seeing what this gold is going to do that the total world market's not going to do. Well, it's an inflation hedge. Okay, but what if we have a melt up, which is entirely possible?
It's a shiny rock. You know, it'd be funny. Elon Musk would take off his mask, and Jeremy LaFufu is behind it saying, "I tricked you. I am Jeremy LaFufu." Jeremy could be Elon's son. They kind of could be related if you really look at them.
What is it? The autism that they share?
Oh God! Ouch. Let's see. We need a VTux Vanguard Total Universe. Hey, if that existed, I'd buy it. Oh, here's the Bitcoin guy. Bitcoin does like 200% a year average until it doesn't.
Until it doesn't. Look, if you guys like Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. just don't expect to talk me into it anything more than gambling. It's like, hey, Jay, I heard you really got into Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm gambling. It's literally like going and playing craps.
Or more likely because Andre Cheek told you to.
Yes.
Or Stock Guru. Stock Guru. Is this true, Donkey?
Is anti. No, wait, go back to that other one where it's, Tesla is better than Tattooed Chef. Obviously, Tesla actually produces a product people want.
And it actually is at least slightly disruptive. Tattooed Chef is not disruptive in the slightest. It's freaking overpriced garbage.
And people just throw disruptive out. Like, just because you're a disruptive company doesn't mean you're the one to win market share. Dude,
I want to make an index that, so I'm going to scan every 10K and I'm going to count how many times the word disruptive and innovation is mentioned. And the more that's mentioned, the less weight you put into that stock. So then you basically screen out all the stupid hype stocks. Because like you'll see it in the 10Ks. Like they'll have like disruption, innovation, future.
Dude, very good food company or Beyond Meat, Sack. One of those two companies is apparently a technology company. Like,
yeah,
dude, you serve soy boy food. Yeah, but it's technology. In the same way that everything is technology, but I mean,
the trucker driving to the truck stop, he's using technology to get down there to slap his meat against your face.
Dude, can you imagine how much money the lot lizards are making in California right now with the supply chain shortage and trucks just backed up in the... I bet you they're literally running from truck to truck on the interstate going, oh, what are you looking for?
Those taxes, though, you think they're reporting their taxes to the state of California?
Dude,
you think they're putting out a Schedule C, Jay Nagy?
Can you imagine a lot lizard talking to an IRS agent? Like, no, I'm an independent contractor. Like, wait, what do you do? Like, I'm a lot lizard. I invested all my money in Tesla years ago, and now I'm broke in retirement. So that's why I'm wearing this wig and high heels and this top hat. And I just go and I service.
Top hat. Oh, God.
Like, it says here that you spent $700 on fishnets. Yeah, some of the truckers get a little bit rough with those, man. So it's a business expense.
Yeah, I was starting to think, what could you deduct as a business expense for being a lot lizard?
You see all this smeared mascara? Well, I need to spend a lot of money on mascara remover.
Probably your freaking STD pills that you take. I heard Jeremy's selling nudes on OnlyFans to cover margin from his garbage trades.
That's awful.
Thoughts on joining the reserves for benefits if you have a regular full-time job? It depends. Because if you're making bank at your job and then the reserves takes you away and then you don't get pay from your job, you could be losing a lot of money, especially if you enlist in the reserves. Because if you go look at the pay charts for a drill weekend, you might only get $200 and you're giving up your entire weekend. So if you really love the military, okay, go do it. But if you have a very highly compensated civilian job and then the military takes you away from that and then you have to make garbage pay for a couple days, I don't think it's worth it, especially when you lose your weekend, but depends on you.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on it in general are I'm a fan of people joining the military, so I don't discourage it.
I would say do active duty. Just if you want to get the itch, do active duty, do your 4 years, whatever, get out. You'll have much more benefits. And you'll be way more set up than the reserves. I mean, the reserves is more of like after you get out, maybe like I did. I got off active duty and I'm in the reserves as like, extra side money. But I didn't go directly into the reserves.
I don't know if you went to college, but I had a failed attempt at college the first time. Then I joined the military. I had about 50,000 times more fun in the military than I did at college. Like college dorms, like you haven't seen partying until you've lived in the barracks in the military. And I'm just telling you, you haven't. It's like all the memes are true. Somebody coming in your room at 4 o'clock in the morning with a bottle of whiskey, whispering, "Get up, motherfucker. It's time to drink." Like
at 4:30, I'd be like, "Get the hell away from me."
Oh, there were times where I was like, "Bro, you're going to get strangled. Get out of my room."
Strongman needs to sleep. Okay. I like to party, but not at 4:30. Wait, he bought Tesla in 2012, Apple before it went public, Amazon at $6. I own 49% of Berkshire. Wow. Can you manage my money for me?
Yeah, dude, I'm just going to send my money to you.
You're the only gay bear that I enjoy watching because you're funny, even though I disagree with almost everything you say. Well, I appreciate that, but the more you listen to me, the more you'll come on to our gay advice. Let's see.
Oh, we got it. We're going to have to go down on VT. Yeah.
Why do you like VT? Jack Bolo said no reason to own foreign stocks. Market's having any reason that he was wrong. Why use VT instead of S&P 500? I mean, the logic follows that if you're going to own the haystack instead of the needle, why would you just limit yourself to one country? It doesn't make sense.
I don't honestly think that you're going to go wrong with the S&P 500 or the total stock market. My line of thinking is, though, sometimes the international market outperforms the U.S. market. Sometimes the U.S. market outperforms the international market. And my thing is, why not just own every company in the world? But if your logic is, well, I just own the total U.S. market and I'm happy with that, you're not going to get an argument out of me.
I mean, I would be terrified if I only had U.S., especially with today's valuations. It makes me crap my pants. Like, I was actually doing, like, I had a little bit of, like, real estate and a little bit of small caps, but they were all U.S., and I was like, I'm just too much in the U.S. right now. VT gives you the entire world at market cap weights, so you're exposed to everything. And think of all the good companies that you probably buy products from that are not based in the United States. There's so many arguments. The only counter argument that people give me is, oh, well, U.S. stocks have done well recently. That's the only reason people love U.S. only. It's because U.S. stocks have done better recently, but that's not the case. And I don't think that's going to be the case going forward. But
yeah, I think we're way overbought.
What kind of a starting account we're looking at? CPA 1 experience. Starting accounting jobs. Work for the government, bro. I never did a private sector accounting job. I'm a government accountant. And I'm a tutor. Make some good money tutoring. So I'd like to see what you guys think about Trader TV. This Canadian channel has each day. I mean, anything trading, I just don't like. You know, I'm just not a trader.
Dude, if you could make money at day trading, do it. I don't have time. I work 40 hours a week. So for me, it's like, how much time out of my day am I going to devote to it? You know what I mean? So it's like jack of all trades, master of none.
Look, I'll be doing my accounting work, you know, for the government, and then I'll be on my cell phone trading Bitcoin.
Yeah, and I mean that's if you can make money at something and you really know. I'm honest. If I don't know something, I just say I don't know. I don't know much about day trading. I could learn to do it. Turtle Trader is on my list of books to read, but it's like I do so much other stuff. Like I like doing rants. I like doing discounted cash flows, and I like writing for stand-up, which I got to start doing again. So it becomes, how many things can you cram in? That's also why I'm a fan of index investing, because it frees up time that you're not spending just sitting around on a Saturday. It's the opportunity cost. I mention that all the time. It's like, oh, let's say hypothetically, you got a 12% return over the course of your life, and somebody else got a 10% return. Now, let's say in order to get that 12% return, you had to miss kids' baseball games, whatever else you're doing. That opportunity cost is not worth it at that point.
And plus, you can work if you're not sitting there studying stocks. You can go do a side gig. Like I tutor. If I do 5 hours of tutoring, I make enough money where I can chuck that into an index fund, and I'll probably outperform the guy that maybe, but probably won't get maybe a slightly better return than me. I don't think it's worth it. Just like Jay was saying, it's just too much. I was in the Air National Guard, enlisted at 18, paid for most of my college. Agreed if you have a good civilian job. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to be in the military, I mean, go ahead. I'm not going to say not do it, but I would go active duty. Guard can be a big pain in the butt if you have a highly compensated career. Can you think of a way to invest in low valuation international stocks, but cheap value stocks? Well, here's the thing. Even value and growth rotate. I mean, right now, growth has been dominant. When you buy the whole world, you're buying everything. So I'm a growth investor and I'm a value investor. I'm a U.S. investor and I'm an international investor. I don't try and slice and dice and time the market because even if you're right, like think about Tesla. Like, of course we're right. That stock is overvalued massively, but it has had a lot of gains recently, and I actually own Tesla in my VT ETF. So I'm still benefiting from it, even though I haven't decided to buy the stock by itself. So I wouldn't worry about trying to slice and dice the market. Just buy the whole thing, focus on the savings rate, and that's where you'll build a lot of wealth.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about diversity if you own the S&P 500. You're more than diversified enough.
In the U.S. market.
Yeah.
At that point, you don't have a life if you're trading like that. I agree. I don't have a life anyway, so maybe I should start trading.
Yeah. Again, if you can make money on it, but understand you're gambling.
Dude, penny stocks are like the home of scoundrels. Like, go watch my videos on alpha status stocks. Those guys are total freaking losers. And all they do is they buy into the stock, the penny stock. They get paid by the companies to shill the stock. Then they tell their fans, and their stupid fans come in and buy the stock and shoot it up. And their fans are so dumb that they think the stock's going up because they called it, not because they created the demand themselves by telling their fans to buy it. It's all pump and dump and scum. But if you want to like buy one by yourself and not, pump it, okay. If you want. If U.S. growth stocks are expensive, then maybe. Yeah, the keyword is maybe. Maybe international will have a better risk reward. Yeah, but you can't time it. You don't know. I mean, you could have said that 10 years ago, and U.S. still blew it out of the water. Can you guys do a video on LMT? What is that?
I'm writing that down.
Oh, Lockheed Martin?
Oh, yeah. Last time I looked at Lockheed Martin, it was pretty good for like a 10% return if that's what you're looking for. But I haven't looked at it in like 5 months. So don't just go out and buy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing using the dividend discount model for like all these dividend payers and trying to get.
I was thinking about adding that. I was the Gordon dividend discount model. Yeah, I was thinking about adding that into my stuff too last night.
Yeah, because you can probably find undervalued companies that way too. Thoughts on Meat Spin Kevin? Constantly raising his private prices because it's inflation. He's grifting, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Pushing fast enough.
Bro, listen. If you have friends or people that are interested in that dude is not going to teach you anything that you can't find in a Boglehead forum or read in a book. Paying him $700
He's
not going to help you. It's not going to help you. That's again why we crap on these guys. They're just taking their fans' money.
See, the YouTube rewards scoundrels. It really does. Meet Spin Kevin. Who would pay money to a loser that's still trying to figure out stocks himself? Bunch of clowns. All you gotta do is tell people that they can get rich quick, and they will throw money at you.
Again, see the example I gave earlier when I sat there explaining to a guy who doesn't know anything about investing why he wants to buy index funds. 5 minutes into the conversation, he goes, "So what kind of stock tips do you have for me?" I go, "None. I don't have any for you."
Jay, you told me to buy BABA and it went down. You're so stupid. You're not a good investor.
What is BABA at? Somebody was like, "You don't know what BABA's trading at?" I go, "No, because it's a good company. I don't care."
177. I'm actually broke even for cost basis in my Fidelity account. I'm like, wow, I broke even on BABA. I'm so happy now. Hey, Chris, you should start discounting revenues and then use forward PE as your discount rate for your discounted revenue model. I was actually thinking about that too. You should also take the common stock divided by your allowance for doubtful accounts. That's your common to allowance ratio. And you multiply that by the square root of the inverse PE ratio. And that's how you get your true discount rate. Does LaFufu do that? Is he the one that's discounting revenues? Because I don't think LaFufu realized that you don't get the revenues. You get the profit that's left over after you deduct your expenses.
That's why I like cash flows too. It's like, I don't care what's the earnings per share. I don't care what the revenue was. I don't pay attention to that. But yeah, it also, LaFufu uses terminal multiples of like 40 for stocks. I don't know where he got that.
70 for Tesla. I know where he got the Tesla one because I did like a Tesla video recently. And he basically took the analyst estimates and because they stopped at like 2022 and then he reduced it by 10, the PE by 10 every year to get to that 70. That's all he freaking did to do that. I was like, oh, I see exactly how Kevin got this because I was like, I'm gonna do the same thing, see what it looks like.
Well, dude, that's why I like to look at 15. I use 15 to figure out its market cap in 2031 because I don't know. It could be 10 or 20. It could be 25. But I just want to look. Okay, this is the historic selling price to earnings ratio of the S&P 500. I'm just going to use that.
Yeah, I mean, 15 is a good bet. Maybe if it's like a really old company, maybe lower. I mean, look at some of the automakers. I mean, they're in the single digits. So even that's a possible terminal multiple. But yes, guys, this is a joke. Capital Mindset's being funny. I would not discount in revenues by the forward PE. You're the smartest investor on the planet. I know. I buy VT in my tax advantage accounts. I am such a genius. Why do people love lemonade? I like lemonade. Do you like lemonade? It's very crisp and tasty.
Delicious.
Yeah. Hot day, sweaty armpits.
Again, this is another hype stock. You're going to revolutionize the insurance industry? Okay.
Meet Spin Kevin, who wears a suit, as Martin pointed out. He wears a suit. He likes lemonade. So if a man in a suit tells you to buy lemonade, you buy lemonade without questions. Do you understand? He's such a loser. Oh, he's got a suit. Oh, green freaking hair. Check out Zim stock. It's 2.35 PE.
Dude, there's got to be a
reason for that.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason.
I mean, PE's a fine metric, but it's like Zim integrated shipping services. No dividend, low PE. I wonder if they cut the dividend because they were having trouble. I mean, we can look into it. Be interesting. Thoughts on Beyond the Truck Stop and Oatly. Garbage.
Yeah,
I just did a video on them. Like, I glanced at the financials. They're all losing money. What other channel do you look up to? Jay Nagy.
I like everything money's analysis. Sven Carlin knows what he's doing. I'll listen to people smarter than myself or more knowledgeable. There's other good channels out there. There's this one, I think it was Invest with Frank, and I liked that guy's model he used. Basically, I like anybody that uses a model to figure out what a stock is and has a decent reason why they think it's going to do something. Other than that, I don't like you. If you're going, well, tattooed truckers taint is going to take off because, they're selling SKUs here in Nevada, and then Santa Claus is going to deliver tattooed trucker taint to every kid in America, and we're all going to be soy boys. I don't like you.
Could you imagine a kid going in their stocking and there's a melted tattooed nutsack burrito Buddha bowl in there, and he's just like,
Yeah, it would probably be like me when I was 8 and I got a troll doll for Christmas, and I was like, what is this thing? Why would you give this to me?
Now in Meet Kevin version. You guys are doing a serious public service, bashing the maitre d's of the hype stock market. Much respect. I know. We are freaking heroes, okay? It's funny how Wall Street Bets hates the suits or the hedgies, yet trust the wide-eyed suit guy on YouTube. Oh, God.
Yeah, it's amazing, dude. And it's also amazing that Wall Street Bets thinks they're defeating Wall Street, that Wall Street is this monolith of people that are opposed to retail investors. Like, it's like the hedgies bet against each other. Do you not know this? They go anywhere they can make money. And you know how much effect they have on my life?
I always say the true way to fight the system is to buy index funds. But nobody listens to Strongman. Check out DFS, Discover. It will probably make 18 per share. It might be a good buy. I don't know.
Yeah, I have to look at it, man.
Tesla sells insurance. So they're a beer company, an insurance company,
flamethrower company, shorts company, robot company.
Well, didn't we theorize that Tattooed Nutsack was going to merge with Tesla, and they were going to have like the Tattooed Nutsack exclusive ovens inside the Teslas?
Yeah, so you can eat your soy boy plant-based food inside your Tesla vehicle. Oh, here's the great one. People are mad now because the government is stepping in to regulate self-driving cars. Who called that? This guy.
I can't believe that could happen, Jay. You know what's even funnier is like the government wants to give additional tax credits to companies that have unions, like unions for the car companies, which means other companies besides Tesla will get higher car credits.
Yeah, and I mean, I just for the most part, I just don't like government intervention because I mean, you and I work for the government. You know how bureaucrats get. They got to get their. Oh man, let's write this, and you're interfering with innovation, dude.
I mean, like I'll be honest. Like I work for the government. There's a lot of stupid people in the government. Like it is not the most efficient, productive part of society. If you ate some TTCF, maybe you would lose some weight. Yeah, I would probably die of starvation. You are absolutely right, Christopher.
If you subsisted off a tattooed trucker's taint, you would be 110 pounds in a year.
I would. Now, maybe I should start eating it, Jay. I would lose all my money because it's overpriced, and then I would die of starvation.
Dude, that food is so gross that Holocaust victims would have thrown the tattooed trucker's nutsack back in the Allies' faces when they discovered him in the concentration camp. They would have been like,
oh my God,
I've just been starving for like a year, and you expect me to eat this plant-based garbage? I need protein.
Jesus. You should use that as a joke for on the next stand-up. Man, this Christopher Wells guy doesn't like me.
Yeah.
I tried the tattooed nutsack fried rice. It was gross. She gave it to her dog. Does that count as like animal abuse, Jay?
I don't know. Dude, you shouldn't have given it to your dog. Now your
dog's like traumatized now.
Yeah. Dude, what did that guy? What's that guy saying? He makes
this
60.
Broke biatch's go-to saying is max your tax advantage accounts. Except this broke boy can't afford to max his accounts because he makes $60K a year. You're living in poverty. That's true. I'm so poor I can't afford a Tesla or a tattooed nutsack. I'm just a failure at life.
The crushing poverty.
My wife's like starving. My kid's starving to death downstairs.
Here's some Beyond Meat.
Here's some tattooed nutsack, son. I love you. Credit rating went way up. BB minus now. Ugh. You'll lose all your money because you're a broke biatch. You got me, bro. This is really hitting me, right in the heart. Really tearing me apart. Thoughts on CEI? Let's see. CEI. Camber Energy. Employees, it says none. Is it a bunch of robots that work there? Oh, it's a $359 million market cap. That's super small. Independent oil and natural gas company. I mean, that seems highly speculative to me. I don't.
Is it an MLP?
I don't see anything about it on there. But yeah, super low market cap, no PE, no dividend, whatever. And it seems like it's highly volatile because 52-week low is 33 cents. The high was 485. So oh my God. Look at the chart. And I got to share my screen. I got to show people this. This is what could happen if you buy a company with no fundamentals. Look at that. Down 99.93%.
Yeah.
5 years.
And I mean, you got to look at the hype, man. It's the hype. If everybody's rushing into it, they're going to push up the price.
I mean, I guess there could be some kind of stupid pump. What happened here? Could this have been like a short squeeze? Because it went from 122 to it just shot up to 1,412.
What?
Holy crap. I mean, maybe you're hoping that happens again. I mean, who freaking knows with Wall Street bets? Yeah, I would. I mean, if you want to put like $10 in there, you go right ahead. Technically, speculative is still speculative grade. It's like Guatemala grade. Why do all the famous financial YouTubers all buy mansions? Because it's status. They don't understand wealth. They don't. They're just freaking
they don't.
Losers.
Like, these guys don't understand that if when the next market crash comes and they're proven that they don't really know what they're talking about, they're going to lose the majority of their fans. It's a possibility. And if they do, how are they going to be able to afford these McMansions? Like, Chris and I talk about this all the time. If I had their money, I'd be plowing it into index funds so I never had to work again, living in a moderate house.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to shout them out. So Capital Mindset, go check them out. They actually make really good videos. Anyway, so we're coming up. We got 8 minutes left. We're going to do a few more comments, and then we're going to close up. Just bought puts on Lum and Spice. Not saying they're going to hit. Joby. I don't even know what half these freaking companies are. Like, isn't Space Virgin Galactic?
I don't know if it is. I looked at Virgin Galactic. It was terrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're freaking garbage. Like, if y'all want to gamble, go ahead. But just max your tax advantage accounts. Or listen to Christopher Wells. You know, he seems to know what he's talking about. There's too many Chris's to listen to. Maybe I should listen to Chris Insane.
Ha
Are you eating sunflower seeds with the shells on? I am. So I put them in my mouth. And then I crack them with my teeth and I spit them out one at a time. It's good technique. Is it loud into the mic? If it's too loud, I won't do it next time, but I don't dip anymore, so I eat sunflower seeds.
Yeah, I got to quit dipping again.
Everyone talks about the carbon capture thing. Dude, that stock's like a pump and dump thing. I mean, you can try it, whatever. It's stock splits. Oh, it was probably a reverse stock split. He's right. It was probably a reverse stock split. That's why it shot it, but then it immediately crashed.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's a pump and dump like half. Oh, it's a Chris Sane stock. It's not a buy. Definitely not a buy. What's your thoughts on IIPR? The hell was that? I'm so behind in all these hype stock. Innovative. It has the word innovative in it. Let's see. Innovative industrial property. It's a real estate. It's a REIT. And it's got a PE of 66. I mean, that's not necessarily bad for a REIT.
Yeah.
Low dividend. I mean, that's fine too. It might have potential. I don't know. You have to look at. Whoa, it's been up recently. Whoa, this thing's a beast. Not that prior performance matters, but yeah, I mean, maybe you'd have to look into it more. Has potential. If I'm wanting to go to the truck stop as fat, will tattooed butt crack or clown coin be the best place to deploy my money? What do you think, Jay? What's the fastest way to lose your money?
Probably all the soy boy based companies.
Yeah, just Monday morning YOLO all your money into very good food company. I really like the Walgreens vid. Walgreens? Did they say it was a buy? You know why it's not a buy? Because LaFufu likes it. I don't care how good the company is. Yesterday, I put all my life savings into DWAC. About to get DWAC'd in the face. Guys, thoughts on Berkshire Hathaway?
It hasn't outperformed the S&P 500 over the past 10, 11 years, which is a problem that companies get to when they grow to a certain level.
I would say buy it when Warren Buffett dies.
Yeah.
Not even joking.
Or Charlie Munger.
Yeah. When Charlie Munger dies, I'm going to lay on the floor and cry because he's my hero. I love him. Uh-oh. He's back. These guys are worth more than you and you'll ever make in your entire life. You think $1 million house is a mansion? Laugh my butt off, you broke boy.
Well, I don't know whether Christopher Wells is just trolling because he's funny or if he actually believes this, but you got to stop comparing us to those guys because we don't have YouTube channels that make millions of dollars. What you need to do is compare us to yourself, which I guarantee you we have more money than you do. So there you go.
Comment. So he's only 28, but somehow he has $400,000 in his IRA. Now, assuming you start working at, let's say, 22. So he's worked 6 years and you can put $6,000 in your IRA. So he's turned $36,000 into $400,000 in like 6 years. Are you in Tesla? Are you 100% Tesla, Christopher? You need to sell out of that crap.
And also, why I don't believe you is you wouldn't be defending those clowns. I mean, I also don't care either if that's where we're going to go.
See, look, he agrees. See, Chris, you just know we're right. Just admit it, okay? They're scumbags. They would never tell you to do that because if you max your tax advantage accounts, then you can't give them money to buy their stupid courses. That's how the whole grift works, okay? They'll never tell you to buy index funds or max your tax advantage accounts. Thoughts on VU? It belongs in your portfolio, but you can get that with VT. X stock SpaceX. Tesla splitting soon. I could totally see them splitting.
I could see them doing it.
Whoa, dude, the clowns are just going to buy. IIPR cannabis play. I need to do a Planet 13 video. Those seem to be pretty popular.
Dude, yeah, Jeremy was saying they're going to expand into Florida and all this and that. But I'm like, bro, cannabis is risky still. Like all these people seem to think that the government's going to legalize weed under Biden. Biden's a corporate Democrat who wrote the 1994 crime bill, which means he's not going to legalize weed.
Yeah, they don't seem to be rushing to legalize weed. I mean, they did like some kind of thing here in Virginia, but even that wasn't like full legalization. Like it takes forever to freaking do that. And then to place all your money in some stupid weed company. Come on. I mean, there's better options out there. Meet Span Kevin is so obscenely wealthy. And you know what's funny? He could be super rich if he just followed my advice. But instead, he trades stocks like a moron.
Well,
I'm actually going to make a video where I want him to release his taxes.
And this is the thing that I forget all the other YouTubers out there. What works for them is not going to work for the average person. Most of us, like I said, make middle-class salaries. We don't have the options available that those guys have. So they can take a lot more risk than you can.
100%. They can take massive risks because even if Lufufu loses his $1 million in tattooed, hooker's butt crack, even then he's gonna be fine because he makes $1 million a year from ad revenue. YouTube does pay really well, so at the end of the day, he's gonna be just fine. But you are gonna be screwed.
And that's another reason why we crap on these guys. Is really, honestly, if Lufufu came out tomorrow and said, I was wrong, I'm plowing all my money into index funds, here's a few stocks that blah, 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 I think might do something, I would stop talking about him. And if he ended his course, too. Do you know where I got this chair? I dug it out of the garbage. I dug it out of the garbage, dude. I'm riding on this thing till it falls apart.
Hey, I don't blame you. Tobacco stocks. I
mean, it's just the question of how much you think the smoking is gonna. Everything Money did a decent video on British American tobacco.
They said it was undervalued, right?
I think so.
It wouldn't surprise me. Tobacco. All those stocks that are like hated, the private prisons, tobacco. A lot of them have solid or decent fundamentals. It's just they're just temporarily out of favor. The question is, are people going to move on from hating those industries? If you think it's a temporary thing, yeah, it could be a huge banger. You are right. They are clowns. I have maxed out my Roth IRA. Yes, I have every dollar in Tesla. Dude. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if I was you, I would sell all of that because you're not going to pay any taxes in your Roth, assuming it's in your Roth. And then
get a top hat.
And then go down to the truck stop with your high heels and your top hat. Dude, literally that's all you need. Well, you know what? You do whatever you want, but I would not have all my fortune in Tesla. He was out of money to invest. I would teach for free if I was that wealthy. I think he just enjoys being the center of attention. I don't even think he cares about the money that much. I think he just likes to be on there and I'm so smart because I trade options and pay 50% taxes on every gain that I make.
Are we talking about meat skin?
Meat skin? Meat skin Tesla? In Lufufu's, are you in Lufufu's Discord?
Ooh, because if you are, you might need to feed us insider information.
Yeah, you need to let us know. The market was not choppy. The market went down 1%. That's like a crash. Yeah, they're freaking morons. Just wait till there's a real crash.
His returns are probably really good for 2020. When you factor in the run-up in Tesla, that went up by 700%?
Tesla's carrying his portfolio. If you really look at his all the gains he shows, it's just all Tesla.
Yeah, and he has a couple decent stocks in there. He has Facebook and he has Corsair. Those aren't bad. I don't know why he's not hyping those. I don't get it. I don't get it.
He's a very odd man. Very odd man. But this year he's been getting annihilated. Tobacco stocks are rough, good dividends. They might be okay. Go, Mr. Wells. No. Tell him to sell Tesla. Chris, another son or female species?
I don't know. I was waiting for you to put your baby in with the Komodo dragon to see if it could take it.
I only have sons. Alpha males only give birth or have boys. So obviously I'm only going to have boys going forward. But yeah.
But have you ever heard of the fighter's curse?
What is that? I'm a lover, not a fighter.
A lot of fighters end up having daughters, like professional fighters. Like there's a joke about that in UFC and in boxing. How a lot of these guys, they only have like John Jones, the biggest badass of them all. It's 3 daughters.
Oh God. Well, I have 1 son, so hopefully it stays that way. Not that I hate women, but I think boys are a lot easier.
Yeah.
LaFufu and Kathy Wood massively underperform the market. Yeah, and the thing is, like, VT is going to suck some years. I don't think it's going to be great all the time. But in the long run, by not paying taxes and not switching out of stocks, you're going to outperform by just buying the world and holding it. That's the whole purpose. VT isn't like God's gift to Earth. Well, it is, but you're not going to outperform every freaking year. Sometimes clowns are going to outperform you.
Yeah, and you also have to factor in there will be index funds that actually outperform VT over the long haul. I mean
either it's VTI or VUXUS, either any year, one of those is going to outperform it. The question is, you don't know which one will. That's why you buy them all.
Yeah, and that's why it's about like simplification, man. That's one of the biggest things that why we talk about index funds. It's simplification of your life.
Easy peasy. All right, last comment, everybody. I need to go work out. I think Jeremy's a narcissist, the way he's been speaking. He is.
He's definitely a narcissist. If you notice,
got to his head.
If you notice something, this is something just when people speak, like somebody who's done a lot of research on something, they'll say, well, this is what I think. I don't know what's going to happen. Like watch a scientific debate sometime. They don't speak with certainty. Idiots speak with certainty because they're unaware of the risks.
That is a very good concluding argument. Thank you, everybody. I'm sorry I can't read all the comments forever. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Jay Nagy. Subscribe to I'm drawing a blank. What the hell's her name?
Capital Mindset.
Capital Mindset.
And investing sucks, even though his floppy-headed Canadian self hasn't been on.
Hey guys, don't say that about me. I'm a good person.
What are you talking about? You guys are dicks.
A boot. It's a boot.
We're talking a boot.
All right, everybody. Bye.
All right, choose.